But let's start at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Okay. Manchester United have 12 players missing, 15. I mean, it's
25.
It's also the good ones too. It's like Bruno. Well, the good one maybe. It's basically it's all the defenders and Bruno. So again, we have Casemiro and Johnny Evans at the back and whatever. Arsenal win, but I thought it looked to me like Arteta's like, all right, we're not going to screw this up. We're not going to screw this up. We're not going to screw this up. So they get gifted a goal early on, and the rest of the way, it felt as if it was Arsenal saying, like, let's just keep it simple, not screw it up, defend. These guys, they can play all day, will never score against us, and manage it.
I think you're right. I think there's a bit of that. I think there was a bit of nerves too because of the title race, because City won and put pressure back on. And remember, before Arsenal were playing first and then City, so maybe the mindset was slightly different than having to play second in a big game like this. Old Trafford, where I think Arsenal had won once in the last 16 years or something like that, and that was in COVID. So maybe there was a bit of that for what is still a young team. But you're right. They've also knew that really this United team could have played for hours and would have never even had a chance. They had 0 chances yesterday. Arsenal were never in danger. So you can maybe understand why they decided to control and just manage the game instead of going for a second and a third, and decided not to make a mistake, because you never know, you can slip. There could be a set piece. You could make a mistake. Anybody can make a mistake. We see that with them this season. So I just like how professional and kind of clinical they were. And at the end, when Ten Hag shook Mikel Arteta's hand, and Craig Burley kind of said it on the FC show on Sunday night, he said it's almost like Ten Hag said, "Oh, thank you, by the way, for not spanking us and for letting us get off with just a 1-0 defeat."
Well, there'll be time for you to be mean to Ten Hag.
I'm just saying, that's why, look, we seem very happy and very smiley after defeat.
Stop. I agree. I agree. I don't think they needed to do much more. But from United's perspective, I thought, before we get to Ten Hag, I love the fact that I got to see my boy Amad Diallo finally start. I thought he and Garnacho did some good things, but on the day when Højlund doesn't show up, on the day when McTominay, poor fella, is the attacking midfielder in behind, it was just never going to happen. When you think of that front four, it's just not. They're just not ready.
No, and the pattern of play, there wasn't. I was only kidding. But it was very, give the ball to Garnacho, see what he can do. Give the ball to Amad, see what he can do. And when you face a team like this, so strong defensively too, there's nothing they can do on their own.
A team with 4 central defenders, plus Thomas Partey shielding them, just in case.
And they can rise. But it's not even so much that, because I guess if you have a bit of movement, if there's a bit of idea of create, but there's just nothing in this United team, especially without Bruno.
Casemiro got slaughtered for the goal. Is it fair to slaughter him?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, because when I look at this, so obviously it's never.
You're going to try to defend him?
No. I'm just saying, he's not the only one. If you go back and you look, and they showed this on Match of the Day last night, Johnny Evans seems to decide that he's just going to hide behind behind Kai Havertz or whoever is central for Arsenal at the time, right? It's like, all right, don't give me the ball, which is fine. I'm not going to give you the ball. But you know what? If you stand away from an Arsenal player, at least you're a bit of a decoy, and it helps everybody else. So, I don't know.
Wan-Bissaka, you could say that Wan-Bissaka is even worse than Casemiro, because at least this is Wan-Bissaka's position. And Casemiro, we all know, whatever your level, that you need to push up and sprint out to not cover people. But you can say Casemiro, this is not his position. He doesn't want to play there. He doesn't want to be at Manchester United. He doesn't like Ten Hag. So he still should be professional and play well. He doesn't. Okay, but Wan-Bissaka, this is his position. He's been facing wingers like Trossard all his life. He's been in that position where there's a cutback all his life. And he's faster than Trossard, by the way, and more physical.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
And yet, he still gets done. I mean, come on.
Yeah, okay. And these are the kind of things I don't think you can blame on Ten Hag, who, by the way, was wearing, I guess it was summer Ten Hag. So
I never want to see that jacket ever again. Just that.
What's wrong with wearing earth tones?
Exactly, the color.
When there's a massive storm, incidentally, which we caught at the end. I know people joke about Manchester, but it was literally hailing and pouring in that hole in the roof, not been fixed.
Yeah.
And I just wonder about Ratcliffe when he looked around at the end. He's saying, my God, there's so much work to do here.